Hey y'all, this is my first time going live. Going live. Let's see here. Okay. All right. All right. A little introduction. How was that? Let's do our introduction. So, first, I want to say my name is Latrice, but everybody literally calls me Angel. And this is my first time going live on YouTube. I'm gonna get used to it and I'm gonna do it again in a different way. But I gotta see how this gonna turn out, right? Okay. So firstly, let's say this. One, yes, I went to prison. I did almost a decade in prison. I've been home now since 2016. And basically, I've been basically hustling ever since. Coming home was really different and difficult, challenging, to say the least. First thing I want to say is um it's not fun, but everybody gonna be affected a different way, and everybody's going to take it, you know, differently, basically, and everybody have their story and their ways about themselves. Sorry, my kids was being loud. Anyway, um, basically, I went for an accidental death. Um, a young lady that I never knew before or never met before had basically attacked me, and I defended myself. And when I defended myself, she fell, and when she fell, she hit her head. And when she hit her head, unfortunately, she passed away. Um, I don't. It's not too many details. Some people said I used a weapon. Some people said I didn't. But what ended up really happening is I did have something in my hand. I'm not sure if it hit her, and that's the truth. And in that, I wish that she, could have been preserved for whatever reason. God took the young lady away from us. Um, it was very unfortunate for both parties, me and my family, and also her and her family. What I want to tell everybody is like, I tried my hardest to fight it. I ended up paying for my own lawyer. I had letters of sentiment, everything wrote out. Nothing prepared me for this journey. Nothing. Of the discrimination that I faced, of the attacks that I had to endure, the guards picking on me and targeting me throughout my sentence there. I have multiple proofs um, to show that basically I was targeted, I was discriminated against, um, I was abused there, and this is how I want to tell my story on here. Um, of course, I'll get better and better at going live and uploading videos and things of that nature. But, you know, we're going to start off on a serious note. And the serious note is prison is not fun. It was not fun. Now, did I make the best of it? Yes, I did. And I took classes and I, worked out and was in the dog program, culinary arts, cosmetology. Um, I tried to stay as active as I possibly could and basically doing things that not just filled my time, but filled my heart. Like I started a whole prison ministry. I now have two groups on Facebook. with over 3,500 women in them. And it's just basically a prison support group for young ladies who went to Lakin with me. I got locked up in Lakin Correctional Facility in West Virginia. Um, there were very many black women there when I got there, or before me. And so basically, you know, there was a lot of racism involved. And a lot of my stories are going to touch bases on some racism that goes on in the system, and a lot other bullshit as targeting that they did also throughout my sentence there. Okay. So first we got to start with the fact that, I was there for a violent crime. I'm from Detroit, which I was in West Virginia. So that's a big deal because the judges there kind of it's like a thing where they can't still stand people from Detroit. They feel like anybody coming from Detroit is up to no good in the system, and basically they get sentenced differently. Like somebody from West Virginia could do the same thing that I did and they would get less time, type of thing, or whatever like that. Anyway, like and subscribe because the story gets thicker, the plot thickens. um Basically there's a lot of high profile cases that I had to deal with, like Rachel Shove, which her co-defendant is Sheila Eddy. Rachel Shove is my best friend, a redhead that unfortunately is currently locked up for killing her one of her best friends with her other best friend. And that's a part of another true crime story that eventually it has to be told. And I hate to be the one to tell it, but they gave her a flat this year, and meaning she's not going to come home on parole. They didn't grant her parole. So this is something that we have to deal with. And I've been waiting to kind of tell our story, her story, my story. It's tied in together, kind of. Although, I didn't have anything to do with her crime. But, after you get locked up, you meet people, you end up, making ties with people that basically you never would have before. And sometimes it goes good and sometimes it goes bad. But this was a good relationship I had. She is a great person. Actually, ended up finding out she was really, really a good person and just got caught up in the wrong crowd. And, that's just my opinion. Of course, the judge um, and a lot of other people don't think so highly of my friend. But Rachel Shove is a very good person and a very good singer. And I started a prison ministry called Women of Worship in prison, and we dance and sing. And she was one of my lead singers, and I'll forever love her. She will forever be my best friend. Um, Although it's hard to leave your best friend in prison, especially when you met them in prison and did a lot of time with them. You ended up, you get attached to people. Well, basically, in so many words, I was targeted for a lot of reasons. I was black, I was gay, but I was a gay Christian. I was a pretty girl, which I will get into that. Pretty girl privilege in prison is a little different. For the people looking at me like, oh, you're not so pretty, or whatever like that. Pretty is a way of life, baby. Pretty, beauty, fashion is a way of life. I've always been the type of girl to do my makeup, do my hair, want my nails done, want to wear a dress and heels. I never really was a pants person or anything like that. I always been like a girly girl. Sorry about that. But basically, I was a girly girl. I'm a preacher's kid raised by Reverend Harry C. Hunter. He taught me a lot about the Bible. I read the Bible 3 times, 2 times before prison, 1 time in prison. Each time I got a different understanding when I read through it. So number one thing y'all gotta know is I love God. And so that is always the dominant foundation of my life. And so we're gonna start my docu series with a prayer. Lord, please guide everything that I say on these lives, Lord. Please allow me to get across what people need to hear about prison, about the lifestyle in prison and after we come home. It is a struggle constantly every day, Lord. And I know people are going to judge me on how I look, on how I sound, on the things that I say about different people. These are my opinions and my experiences, guys. They may not be the experiences that you or your loved ones have had, but it is my experience in this process. So respect that in Jesus' name, please. I am a Christian, but I will get choppy. I will. And, I am such a lady, but I do cuss and, do my thing. I say that to say because I know eventually one day somebody gonna come on here feeling some type of way and they're going to try to judge my experience based on what they think about the experience or what they witness in their experience or somebody that they know experience. And so this is what I'm gonna say to that. I don't care if y'all don't believe none of my story. I don't care if y'all accept me. I don't care what y'all think about me. Save it. Save it. Okay. This is raw and uncut. Y'all never gonna get it like this again. It's the only way I'm gonna do this. I wrote 3 books, but I'm not gonna put them out yet. I have a journey to take y'all through first before I ever publish anything. So I'm going to say this to say this is my raw, uncut story. That's why this first clip is so raw. My raw, uncut story. So like and subscribe now because it's a lot on the way. I'm talking about I didn't change the rules of this prison. You talking about a prison that didn't even have urban fiction books in their facility until I started purchasing them. I had to challenge the library and the warden. Mind you, the warden got indicted up under me. Mind you, investigators got fired over me. Mind you, girls that were my friends who are now dead and targeted were raped by officers and they sued the DOC and won. Okay? So this is going to be my story. And I don't care right now. I don't care what y'all think. I can't. I can't. Because if I do, then I'll never get the truth out there. So if y'all want to come for me after y'all see this and after y'all read this description or whatever going in my books or whatever down the line, we're going to start right now with number uno numero 1. The first video. I do not care what y'all think about me and what I went through. I don't. I don't. And I never will. It's my journey. I did it alone. Nobody came to visit me. Nobody helped me. Nobody wrote me but my mama, and she dead. So nobody living on this earth can say anything about what I went through with that. Nobody. Not ever. So that's the beginning. 2008. Madam gone wrong, basically. I had 15 girls working up under me. I never really wanted to do this. I got baptized at 5. I was on fire for the Lord. Always have been, always will be. Life led me down some paths. Life led me down some paths. And I was dealing with a lot of things at the time before. And I was adopting my niece and my sister. I had a kid. And then I couldn't find my sister. And, that's a whole story, too. She was locked up since she was 11 years old, in and out of lockup. So, unfortunately, it's a few stories to tell here. Yeah, y'all gonna ride it out with me or y'all not. But the reality of it all is that this is the beginning. Raw, uncut. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. And I'm not gonna read it off or anything like that. I'm just gonna go off of what I feel should be the topic each day, and what I should talk about and what I should put out there. And I will take my time with this because this is personal. This is a personal thing. This is something I have to do. This is my way of letting y'all know what happens on the inside. What happened to me on the inside. Pretty girl privilege in prison. It's very different. You're very targeted. Pretty girl, meaning it's a way of life. Girls who get up and do their hair, their makeup a certain way, wear their prison uniforms a certain way, wear their tags a certain way. I was her. I was her. I always was dressed. I always had my hair done. I always would do my makeup. I want to kind of keep that up out here in the real world because I really got into it in lockup. I really got into it because it was like, first of all, I was from Detroit and West Virginia, which is rare. And so I stood out because that, and I'm already tall, I'm 5'9". And so I'm not no little girl, but I was definitely a part of the pretty girl gang. We started a group of girls that clicked up called the Pretty Girls Club. And we got it from the Bad Girls Club or whatever. And see, pretty girls, we were targeted a little bit differently. We got different jobs that um, other girls wouldn't be able to get. Like we worked with the public a lot more than the other girls, which like I worked in visitation and recreation and education areas. And then unfortunately the more uglier girls, or the girls who weren't so presentable, that didn't get up and brush their hair and didn't care about makeup and stuff, they would get the more harder jobs like cutting grass or working in the kitchen and stuff like that. So just to give y'all guys a little inside understanding of what I mean by pretty girls. Um, Being a part of the pretty girls in that environment basically made me a target in a lot of ways with the inmates and the staff. But being from Detroit and being black also added on different layers that I never expected because where I'm from, racism isn't really a thing. And if you are eventually being racist, where I'm from, somebody is going to say something to you about it, and they are going to feel some type of way about what you're doing and what you're saying, and not really going to get away with it here. Well, it wasn't the case there. It was very, very, very different in West Virginia, and I did not prepare myself for something like that, and it was very hard to deal with that because I am a Christian and I love everybody, and I went to a school that was very mixed, and it's just I really didn't expect to be targeted as a black woman in that environment. So this is going to be my story, and this is going to be my way. And it's very hard. It's very difficult, guys. So this is the very, very beginning, and I hope you guys subscribe and at least hear me out. Okay, at least do that. Oh man, not working, guys. Like I said, it's my first time going live, and I'm trying to figure everything out here. Okay, there we go. Now, next thing I want to say is sentence. I wrote a letter. I remember the letter I wrote. I read it in front of the judge. And then when I did that, he read my letters of sentiment, which was 21 letters of sentiment from people that I knew in the real world, who I helped or came across at some point in my life and did good. And that helped me. I was going to get 40 years, but he ended up giving me 15 years. Um, and I remember him asking me about alternatives for girls. Now, Alternatives for Girls is a group, a women's shelter like group that mentors young ladies in homeless type situations, teach them life skills, help them get a job, get them, license and work clothes and childcare, and teach them how to cook and shop and budget. Um, I used to give groups there about rape, about small rapes that basically that guys don't go to jail for. Like if you're on a bus and a guy pulls out his private part, what do you do? If you're on a bus and a guy put his private part on you, what do you do? And that would be the basis of my groups. Like, what do you do when somebody violates you, but it's not really technically rape? What do you do? You know? So we had a lot of groups about that. And unfortunately, I learned that damn near every girl was raped. And those girls, sorry, I had a moment. They they were my judge, and my judge gave me less time. than what he would have. So first, I want to say thank you to all of those people who wrote effective letters. Because, I mean, every letter wasn't effective. Every letter was appreciated, but every letter was not effective. Some of the letters were from family members, and unfortunately, the letters that I got from my family were the worst. Like, the worst. And I'm just going to leave it at that. If I was dependent upon the letters from my family to get free, then I'm telling you, I would not be free. Your family is supposed to have your back when you get locked up. And 9 times out of 10, for most girls in there, their family don't have their back. So first thing I'm gonna tell y'all is no family. My family did not help. They almost caused me to get more times, made me look worse than what I really was. And unfortunately, what I learned over the years is a family's perception of you is always the worst one. It's always. It's very rare when I've seen a girl in there that they family really did them justice when it came to like writing the judge and stuff like that. The family usually makes things worse in those situations. And then the family is the first people to write you off too. So that was a hard lesson to learn and realize about watching others and also seeing for myself and not liking what the outcome was. So I just want to say to y'all, instead of 40 years, he gave me 15. Out of those 15, I did 8. And I was targeted the whole time. Tune in. Tune in. Because there's so much to tell. But mainly, what I need y'all to see, what's my point is, every test turned into a testimony. Every every time I was met with a challenge, God was there. And like, if I didn't go through what I went through, I wouldn't be who I am today. And who am I today? That's important. Who am I today? I am a business owner, a mother or two, because I didn't have any kids when I got locked up. I had adopted my niece. She's grown now. Um, and there's a story to tell with her. Her mother has passed away, which is my sister. We got locked up in the same year, Victoria. And so I had a journey, you know. And I hope y'all take this journey with me. I do. Let me give y'all a peek into my life, into my thoughts after coming home from what I went through in there. And I really hope y'all don't judge me too much because, babe, I don't care no more. Like, I care about my life, but what about people think about me? Done, done, done. So I know certain family members gonna come on here and try to look me up and see what I'm talking about and judge me off of what they hearing. I don't care. I don't care. You hear me? I no longer need your permission to live and be who I want to be. I am who I want to be. I own property in 3 countries. I have a whole citizenship to a whole nother country. I can leave whenever I want to. My family got over 500 acres of farmland. I'm just I'm just waiting on us to build our own airport, really, for real. Where's that? Georgia and Alabama, stretched across, and y'all are welcome. We'll call Freedom Village, and we just want to have police ourselves and black owned everything, black community. Y'all welcome to come and contribute. My family want to feed the world, and they are literally doing everything that they are supposed to be doing to do that. I love my family. The old Hunter clan. Yep. Y'all don't know who y'all mistreated in that jail, in that prison. And I waited a long time to expose it. And I'm gonna do it. And y'all can't stop me. And y'all can't do nothing about it. Can't touch me now. Y'all can't tase me for no reason now. Because there's a thing about an officer coming to talk to you for no reason. See, I don't talk to pigs because I don't speak pig Latin, but they'll come over there and talk to you and then lie and say that you said something disrespectful just to tase you to take you through the hole. Yeah, I was her because I was gay and I stood out and I was a pretty girl, so I definitely stood out. Or don't let it be no female white officer see her, one of her other officers looking at me too hard because see, I got my makeup on and I got my hair curled good and all of that. Excuse me. They still would come and target me over that too. Me and my friends, my pretty girl gang, we all got it the same, pretty much. Stayed in the hole or stayed a target to go to the hole, being accused of things that we weren't even doing. Um, Officers stashing stuff in our room. Officers accusing us of doing things that we weren't doing just to write us a ticket, just to send us to the hole. So it was only natural that I became the prison lawyer, right? It's only natural that I learned the whole policy to be able to help other girls who got tickets. See, because I didn't have parole to worry about. And see, my out day would never change. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't blow my date. And if y'all don't understand what that means, blow a date, meaning if you lose your good time and you end up having to do more time than what you initially was supposed to. Or and meaning maybe not supposed to. You was obviously given good time, so you were supposed to do more time. So they grant you the good time based on good behavior. But officers who target you take away your good behavior based on how many write-ups they write you up for, or what type of write-up they write you up on. So when I say stay tuned and I was targeted, okay. But guess what? I came home alive. Because some of my friends, the pretty girl gang, did not make it, baby. They did not make it. They dead today. Rest in peace, Kimberly. Rest in peace, April. Rest in peace, Gigi. Targeted. Hunted. This is my story. This is my story.